So what do you get when Bloody Mary and Captain Hook take LSD and produce a child, and then that child gets a really, really good tan? Why, you get 2021's Candyman. Before I get into that, let me remind you, of course, that for every 1,000 subscribers I do purchase something like this wonderful mask here, which is a little too small for me, from the company 4Ocean, and 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. I also buy these things, which means that 5 trees were planted for this thingy, and I had to do some walking. So supporting my channel is supporting a better world with more trees and trash in the ocean. So comment, like, and subscribe. Come on, this is one topic I know you have an opinion of. It's a blaxploitation film. Alrighty, so what we have here is, in the new Candyman, the old Candyman still sort of happened. I don't know about the sequels because I did not see the sequels. But if you did not see the original Candyman, you're not going to get everything in this film. There are some very important things to watch in the original Candyman that transfer to this film. Although, it's still kind of an alternative Candyman. Anyway, so you've got a new artist who's moving into Candyman territory, and Candyman has become his muse, his inspiration to go out there and paint ugly paintings about pain and racism. And there's an airplane and the news. I mean, look, airplane, you don't have to look very far in America to find hatred for the black man. Which is sad because America was, like it or not, founded on Christian values, and all men are my brothers. I'm Jewish, but this does not change the fact that all men and women are my brothers and sisters, and I must treat them with the same love and respect that I would never give my actual sister because, damn! But that's not the point. The point is, what you have here is a slasher movie about racism. And it's very heavy-handedly about racism, and very ineffectively heavy-handedly about racism. Because it talks about gentrification and a lot of poor black men who get murdered. And I mean, look, I don't mean to sound insensitive here, but if the murder of a poor innocent black man caused a supernatural serial killer, we would have a lot of those. I'm pretty sure if you walk 10 blocks anywhere in Los Angeles, you will pass the place where an innocent black man was murdered. Again, just saying, I am not casting any judgment on that. I'm just saying that Los Angeles is a place where there have been a lot of innocent black men murdered. Probably black women too, and innocent people of every race if you really want to get down to it, but that's sort of the point. So this particular story is the story of a supernatural serial killer that is apparently feeding off, I guess, or continued by the souls of black men who are innocent, who are murdered either by mobs or by the police. And of course, he is the son of Bloody Mary for some reason. So in order to summon him, you must look in the mirror and say his name 5 times. Yes. Who would be that stupid? Lots of people. That's... I mean, the symbolism here is, of course, if you ain't looking for trouble, trouble ain't gonna find you. And I'm going to say this very honestly, that's not my experience as a Jewish American. Trouble found me whether I came looking for it or not. So I'm just going to assume that's not the experience of our African Americans, of our darker skinned brothers. I could be wrong, but I'm not going to think. So this movie is very disjointed in terms of its message. So it does not work as an art piece film to teach you about the heavy-handed and deeply disturbing racism of our culture. I mean, there is the fact that you've got, our darker-skinned or minority people having their neighborhoods taken away and gentrified so that they can't afford to live there anymore. This is a definite problem in society, but what to do about it is not very well addressed in the film. Then you have the horror movie aspect, which doesn't jive so much. And the horror movie aspect is, really, well, it's compared to the original Candyman. And the original Candyman was, I mean, he wasn't Freddy Krueger, but he was one scary dude. He was like, my sister scary. Cover you in bees and eat your intestines scary. The I'm going to mess with you until you can't take it anymore kind of demon scary. Okay? But this Candyman is kind of just some dude that kills you with a hook. He's invisible. Not sure why that is. But, dumb people go and they summon the Candyman. And the Candyman comes out and whoops them something fierce. And I'd have to ask at this point, how would anybody know about the saying the Candyman name 5 times if everybody who said it is dead? Okay? That's the thing. Everybody is dead. So they can't go around telling anyone. It's not like The Ring, which there are elements of The Ring in here, It's like, okay, people are saying, tell the story of Candyman. Let us have our vengeance against the racists. Okay, but you kill everybody regardless of whether they tell the story. So, I mean, there's not that link there. No. I mean, look. Is this a solid horror film? It's not scary. Then again, I've been in a room with my sister. So, nothing is scary to me. It feels very sort of PG-13. And I think the bees were used very ineffectively. So, it's a reasonable horror film. I mean, I see a lot of crappy horror films. This is not the crappiest of them. It's a fine film in that regard. Is it a film that touches on and brings out societal problems? It touches on them. I mean, look. Raisin in the Sun, which is a play/film/book, I believe, about, the African American experience of trying to buy a home and having white people wanting you not to buy that home and offering you money not to buy that home. But in the end, the most significant event is within the same people, theft and lies. Do the Right Thing, very famous film about the African American experience in America. They burn down the pizza joint in their neighborhood because there aren't black people on the walls. And we see as it burns very clearly, there is a African American boxer pictured on the wall. So you have what you wanted and you are burning down your pizzeria out of spite. Okay. This says, it's the internal harm that's really so terrible. Top Dog Underdog, another famous African American written and performed play, is about two brothers, both the progeny of slaves, obviously, and one steals from the other and murders him. A lot of the African American literature I have read deals with the general society as being an outside threat and the interior threat being more real and direct. And you do see a little bit of this in this film because, it's only really at the end that outside forces become such a big deal. But it doesn't it doesn't really hit home. It doesn't say much. If this were a study about an artist who, returned to his roots and found that he was the monster, I would have been totally down for that. But this is just a B-grade horror movie, and watch it as a B-grade horror movie. It's not terrible, but it's not wonderful. You may put this low on your watch list. I'm Richard. That's my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Comments below. Greetings, humanity. I'm Fred the Facehugger here, and I'm here to remind you that Richard, the owner of this YouTube channel, wants to help the world. That's your world, not my world. He's trying to get trash out of the ocean, and he can pay for that only if he gets monetized. So do yourself a favor, like and comment on this video, and get your friends to subscribe, or else terrible things will happen that I will not have any control over, but then my species will take over the earth. So, yeah. Up to you. Worthless. Apathetic. But, easily face-hugged human. Fred out.